Hey friends, Rodman here, continuing episode 3 of the Tribal Survival. So on last episode, well, I guess the map turned green, is I think the simplest way of saying it. On this episode, what we're going to do is try to amass as much food as we can before the animals start dying of the toxic buildup. Additionally, I do not believe that we will be able to get any Devil Strand out of the Devil Strand farm this season. We were cutting it a little close as it was already, given the fact that winter is coming. I was hoping to get the Devil Strand to 65% so we could harvest early. That really doesn't seem to be obtainable now. That's okay. I mean, worse things obviously have happened. And just laying the Devil Strand will help increase the skill of Newton, just, you know, being a planter, a grower. Like one rat learned the secret of how to not die, which is to seek refuge. So hopefully the toxic buildup, the toxic fallout won't last too long. It's dangerous for the health of everyone, really. To have it continue. I'm still not worried about running around taming and things like that. Yes, it's probably a poor use of rice, but levels them up. I'm not that worried about the food source. Even if the fallout lasts for a long time, animals still have a chance to zone in on this area. And as a result, I don't necessarily lose a food source. It just becomes more difficult to hunt. But we'll see. Time will tell. It is entirely possible that this fallout lasts a long time. So it looks like both of these Muffalo have successfully had obedience training. So I'm going to pull them off of Sienna. We don't need them following Sienna around. In fact, Sienna really doesn't need to be constructing either. It doesn't hurt. I mean, mining rather. It doesn't hurt, but maybe put her on 4. She's just not very good at it. I'd rather have her cleaning and hauling than mining, which she is definitely not very skilled at. So as many people pointed out in the past 2 videos about the constant sort of combat noise, etc., there's an ancient danger in here, most likely. So I will, when the next time friendlies come in to assist, I'll think about maybe cracking that open and dealing with it. But there's another thing I want to do, which is to set up a proper attack location. I don't know exactly how to say it, but a proper attack spot for so if people breach the walls, the deadfall trap maze, we have a way of fighting them that isn't just pray and spray arrows at the enemies, because that's really not much of a strategy. So what I'm doing here is I'm freeing up some space by moving some of the chunks, and then maybe we can use some of this area here. A tactician, Dimitri Lara. Yeah, why not? One more. Nervous tactician. Alright, let's see. 10, 14. More hands, the merrier. So, animals, medicine, growing. Maybe not the best refugees I could find, but they'll have to do. And as you saw here, I literally didn't do anything. I just let the traps do everything. Now I'm allowing them to move. You don't need a cower. So let's see, we're gonna want maybe 2 more grape bows. We're obviously gonna need, let's see about this. We're gonna need another bedroom. Because we added a new colonist. Of course, this side of the pillbox is now kind of worthless, but it is the way it is. Gotta make sure to rearm all the traps automatically. Looks like a lot of the creatures are starting to get knocked unconscious. Some are already dead. Actually, there's quite a few that are already dead. I might have lost. Nope, there's still some possibility of taming here. So what I'll do is drop some animal spots. My best handler is Wallace, and have Wallace go rescue. Getting a few wolves on our side wouldn't be a bad thing. So there's 2 timber wolves that I can see that I'll try rescuing. Granted, it is a little bit playing with fire because they are still dangerous creatures, and I'm not the best animal trainer ever, but I think it's worth the risk. Alright, so we have here the new bedroom that got built pretty quickly. At some point, I should really redesign the bedrooms so that they're more uniform and easier to deal with. But for now, it'll have to do. So when all of these boomalopes and boomrats die, they set fires. Fortunately, there is not a lot to get ignited because most of the plant life is dead already. So does make it more difficult for a virulent forest fire to spread. Maybe now is not the best time for a food binge, but hey, you do you. I got the resources for you to binge, I suppose. I'm just digging some more graves. At some point, I should probably try to burn up all the corpses, but whatever. For now, this works. Alright, so we have a shoddy bow here. I was hoping for better than shoddy. I guess I can crank out another bow. Another thing I'm going to have to do is to allow all weapons of all hit points into that zone there, because there are definitely some weapons that don't get damaged from the traps. Alright, so Newton made a normal bow. I think Bourbon, you need the normal bow. There we go. So the shoddy poor bows, I'm not even going to bother selling, even though I did technically craft them. So that ibex got pretty far. Dimitri is food binging and not willing to defend himself. I'll do it for him, I suppose. Another thing I've been meaning to do is to have a hospital bed. I guess I'll put it here. Here's another normal bow. I'm going to forbid it because this is one I want to keep. I guess for now I will allow simple meals to be placed in the pemmican spot just so that Bourbon doesn't have to run so far. Makes crafting them a little faster. Dimitri is now no longer crazed. I'm gonna give him the bow that I made for him. Now I just really have my fingers crossed, hoping that this horrible toxic storm stops soon. And I'm going to start working on uniform bedrooms. Bedrooms that are of the same shape and size and quality. So for now, this is going to be kind of a spare. I can get rid of Wallace's and move it. I still have a lot of steel and wood, and then there's even more wood here that needs to be hauled. So I can afford to expand the base a bit. Pretty nice bedroom, I'd have to say. I've seen worse. Alright, so I finally finished carpet making. All that's left is drug production, and then I am done with all of my obtainable research. Now the one worry is, for these wolves here, they will get hungry if I don't continue to train them, and they will lash out and harm me. I'm going to make sure Wallace is absolutely prioritizing training as a result, so I don't get bit. That is the worry. But so far, so good. So now I'm just slightly redesigning the footprint of the base. There are... Alright, let's fix that. Need to have some supports. Meant to make it wood though. And what I'll do here is... Actually, you know what? I'll have 4 bedrooms. I'll just slightly redesign the pillbox. Alright, so the toxic fallout is done, which is very good news. It means that I can start opening up the farm again. That was a relatively short toxic buildup. Wasn't that bad. And then once I'm done removing all the roofs, I will I'll delete a lot of the supports that I have. I won't need them anymore. These bedrooms are dull, but efficient. So it looks like a whole bunch of squirrels went mad. It's possible the wolves, yep, they're hunting the squirrels now. Helping me out a bit. So we're opening up the roof again. Another squirrel coming to meet its doom. This forest is obviously, this biome that I'm in is obviously not nearly as lush as it used to be. The toxic buildup really did take a toll. We only have 4 more days of fall left, and then it's winter, so I don't believe that we're gonna get very much out of the farms. but not for lack of trying. Alright, so most of what we needed destroyed is either, or most of the roof that we needed removed is either removed or in the process of being removed. Let that poor wolf out. No need for a starving wolf to be locked up in one of our bedrooms. It's a recipe for disaster. So we will set up, let's see. Kind of weird pillbox, but have to do. Serve its purpose. Alright, so let's allow the dusters to be made again. Newton seems to need a job. It's going to be a pretty good job for him. Our muffalo can now go back to grazing, but one thing I want to do for them is to expand the graze area, because we don't need it to cover the buildings anymore, but we probably want it to cover some more grass and the like, because this toxic buildup definitely made it more difficult to graze on grass because it killed so much of it. Alright, that's a really strange pillbox, but I'll have to do. I could always add doors to it. I suppose I probably should once I have the steel. So knowing that I am adding the doors, I need to seek out some additional sources of steel. It's not the closest source, but it will do. Alright, so now I'm back to mining, rather than making that duster that I so much wanted, but that's fine. Slightly better secured pillboxes will help. So these doors will allow me to use the firing range a little bit more. Might protect me from enemy mechanoids and the like a little bit better. That's sort of the idea behind it. Pretty soon here, Bourbon will no longer have to do any more research. We'll have that done, which is kind of cool. I suppose I should probably add security measures here as well. You know, if I didn't fat finger it. There we go. Unfortunately, it is attached to a bedroom. But since I'm making... Oh man, I'm fat fingering everything. Since I'm making all the bedrooms uniform, it won't really matter. They're all going to be the same, pretty short here. In fact, we can just reinstall this here. Although the floors are much nicer in the original area, this will have to do. And there's a reason for this. I'll show you shortly. What I'm going to do is vent them together. Like this. And that way, we will be able to heat them a little bit better in the winter. That's the idea. Now they're large and they're single insulated, but they'll have to do. I guess I'm just gonna go and put that one out of its misery. Pretty expansive base at this point, with not a whole lot of security, which is the one issue that I see going forward. So I'm gonna have to change grays again a little bit. Alright, so now here's a raid. I've got a sun in this raid, I guess. Is the base secure? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's get all of our shooters in places where they can take shots. Willis is a melee man. I'm going to see about the distance. Yeah, that's what I thought. I could taunt them into an early attack. Didn't really want to get shot that early, but that's alright. Playing fast and reckless will have that effect. Alright, so they're waiting to prepare. So I don't have to man the walls quite yet. Alright, now they're beginning their assault. We want to get back to the defense. That looked pretty cool. First time I saw some sort of unified action like that. Now the idea behind these doors is I can fall back like this and, well, they can't really do very much. They seem to have sappers, which means I'm gonna want to take out this guy as soon as I humanly can. Although I don't want a shotgun in my face either. So I'll play this carefully. Dimitri just took a pretty nasty shot to the face. I'm gonna let him take a little bit of R&R. Pull him in. Alright, where is... Nice. Set each other on fire. Good shot, Newton. Alright, so they had enough losses from the Maze of Hell to allow me to, or allow them to flee. Is this a character I want? Nope. It is not. Alright, Bourbon, let's tend to the wounded. We may want some additional graves here. I don't know if it's necessary quite yet. I bet any of you OCD people are probably raving about how this is not my usual symmetrical self. Yeah, I know. I am aware. Alright, so Dimitri, you're fine. Let's get Sienna in the hospital seat. Sienna, you're fine. Newton, you're up. Are you already patched? No, you're not. Come on, Bourbon. Alright. Wunderbar. Now there's a fair bit of rearming and hauling and cleaning up to do after that little raid, but the pillboxes were nice. I definitely need to get rid of some of the stone that's around. Oh, Speedy. Well, guess what, Speedy? You're definitely not making it out. I know, you came close. I don't care for pirates, though. They're all thugs. Alright, so we do have to start getting back to growing. And hunting. Let's find something. Is that a cougar? Oh, lynx. Find something with a little meat on the bones. I don't want to go hunting raccoons. Oh, here we go. That will do. Dude, your bedroom is gross. Getting a little bit better at the shooting thing, huh? Yeah, it's about time. Well, we definitely got some additional rice out of the farm before it got too cold, which is nice. So we're going to want more pemmican. Some wake up. Oh, we don't have any wood. So we don't. Wood's going to be a little scarce, given the fact that we sort of had that toxic buildup and that depleted a fair portion of our wood. So what I'm going to do here is make this our hospital for now. I don't know what this prison, I guess. The walls are more secure, not the door, but the walls are more secure. That could be a prison, I suppose. Verb here doesn't know what to do. It's just smoking up. So as nice as it would be to tame these guys for transport, for now I'll just can tame some in the future once we have a more secure food source, because feeding buffalo, granted for now they can graze off the grass, eventually they will not have that pleasure. Training them to release, though, they're not really good. War buffalo is not so much of a thing, but you know, you make do. Alright, so let's chop some trees. Sienna should be, there we go. Get this food show on the road. so it's 43 out. Let's see how warm I can get the bedrooms. So I'm going to close the two southern ones because we don't at the moment have use for them. Why are you moving so slow? Oh, you're stoned. Okay. Alright, so these bedrooms are a comfortable 70 when it's 40 out. Or 7 and 22. It's not bad. It's definitely warmer. And that will keep them from sleeping in the cold. It is now the 1st of winter, August. Sienna's going mad and chopping all the trees down, but unfortunately no one's hauling it to the stockpile just yet, so it's not like it's reading as available resource quite yet. But soon they'll be hauling it all in. Yep. Devil Strand was close. Close to being able to be harvestable. But here's a cold snap, so I think I will disallow sowing. It's likely going to kill everything. At this point, I think I'm going to queue up some toques for everyone, rather than dusters. It's going to get cold. We're going to need warm clothing. It's going to reach negative 12 Celsius. And it's not going to be enjoyable for our survivors here, tribesmen. Alright, so let's set them all on a no drug policy unless they start having a mood problem. They all sort of have somewhat negative moods. That could be remedied by a better dining room, which currently is awful or mediocre, which could be remedied by art or carpets. I don't have a lot of cloth left, so I'm not going to do carpets, but art is always a possibility. Alright, so it's 0 out, and in the bedrooms it is 36. I'm going to take the opportunity to stoke up some more campfires in this common space. See how many it requires. I'm not sure. So need warm clothing. It's going to reach 8 Fahrenheit. Alright, let's not make this a gather spot. Alright, so these bedrooms are now a toasty 70. Another thing I can do, although it violates the rules I have a little bit, is get rid of all the graves with the Molotov cocktails we have, and maybe keep one Molotov cocktail. Okay, I have to destroy the graves. This is not going to be a good mood modifier, obviously. What I'll do is I'll have a stockpile here. Critically important for one Molotov cocktail. Why are you doing that, Dimitri? That's certainly unhelpful. Alright, so we'll start stacking the bodies up in there, and let's replace the door, which means making some slate. Bourbon, your life is pretty good, isn't it? So I could add a dining room here in this spot, which I might do. Seems well suited for it. It'll be more spacious than what I currently have for sure. Alright, so let's give it this a slate door that's not as flammable as our steel one. How steel gets set on fire, I have no idea. But I suppose that part doesn't really matter. Alright, that's probably enough slate blocks. This is our longsword. I'll have to remember that. And then what I'll do here is clear this as a home area so we don't put the fires out. Let them burn. This is a pretty good way of dealing with corpses. Oh, unless you run in the middle of it, then that's a terrible way of dealing with corpses. Note to self, lock door when burning. Jesus. Alright, Bourbon, I think you're gonna need to wake up for this one. Thanks, Wallace. No, I didn't want you to consume a simple meal. Tend to her burns. It's pretty hot in there. Can fix that by not allowing a roof there. Speaking of roofs, we should roof up our our security area a little bit better. Oh, this got patched up real nice. Urban, you really don't have anything to do? I suppose if you never have anything to do, you can go mine. And I'll try to keep some mining zones. I mean, you're terrible at it, you're slow at it, but I suppose it's better than doing nothing. That is one hardy heal route right there. We're in early winter in a cold snap. Well, the cold snap just ended, but we were in a cold snap, and that just won't quit. Alright, Wallace, I have a task for you. How'd that Molotov get there? I thought I had forbidden it. I am now confused. Go grab that Molotov. Is this critical? This must be critical. Preferred. This is critical for Molotovs. Why would the Molotovs be down there? I don't know. But we have more corpses to burn. Why? Why? Molotov cocktail, priority critical. What's going on here? I don't fully understand why he won't haul that to here. I don't know. I just don't know. Will you catch fire? Maybe up there. There you go. Yeah, it's a room, nasty looking room full of ash. I can re-add it as a home now. So they repair it. In fact, I don't think I had ever claimed the walls. Kind of a funny thing to overlook. And now I'm tidying it up for the next time I need to use it. So I'll see if I can do this on two campfires. I don't think I need the third. Seems to be plenty hot without. So one thing I'm eager to try to do is to have different colored growing zones so they're not all the same color. Seems to be easier said than done. There we go. Well, I give up. Alright, so this will be double strand eventually. This will be rice. And this I'm going to have as rice as well. Once it's in season. what is there to do around here? I suppose I can go ahead and try to tame as many as I can for pack animals later on. I'm not urgently needing the food just yet, but you know what I could do is, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to roof some of the zone here so I can use it as a stockpile, and then delete this zone from being a stockpile so I can move my dining room. Alright, lovely. So now, let's try to have nice furniture for once. And we've got a raid coming, but not quite yet. Awful, awful, poor. We'll go for normal or better. So, best constructor, 13, 10. Sorry, Wallace. But Sandy will be taking the lead here. What I can do in the meantime is to chop some more trees. And I guess additionally mine some more. Animals, let's get you in the refuge, which is now the dining room. So this tribe is coming soon. I think. Come on. There we go. Alright, so let's put Newton, Sienna, Bourbon, Dimitri, Wallace. Pulling everyone back. No need to take damage if we can help it. Have them march through the deadfalls. It's cheaper, easier, safer. And what I could do is, once they show their face, take some shots. Now these are the people that are outcasted Sienna and Newton, so not the biggest fan of these folks. But if I can recruit one, I will. If they're good. Ooh, you just ate some ambrosia. Wow, you're eating a little too much ambrosia. Well, that about wraps up the hour. So, you know, I guess better bedrooms. What did I do? Yeah, I don't know. You all know, you watched. New dining room, better bedrooms. All the plants died. Fixed the pillboxes. I hope this has been entertaining for you. I think the next few episodes, I'm going to start to get ready to travel. once I have a food surplus. So I think after this next grow season, maybe even converting, and I'll do some of that now, converting some more area to rice, I will actually think about caravanning, which is a little early. But all right, thank you all for watching. I hope you tune in next time, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Adios, everyone.